Hi, I'm Gabrielle Reyes.
And I'm Ace Anderson.
And this is How to Say Hello.
An honest account of what the fuck is going on. So what is the podcast exactly?
Also, the podcast is basically about relationships, sex, monogamy.
Yeah, I would say we have a unique relationship in the sense that we are extremely honest with each other.
We also hate each other at the same time.
But most people aren't honest with each other. They don't have the level of honesty that we have, and I think that's a big reason why we want to do this, so that we could talk to other couples, discuss.
Talk to them and find out what their idea of honesty is, because I think a lot of people think that they are being 100% honest. I mean, we think that too sometimes. We're like, oh yeah, we're 100% honest all the time. But you forget that you have so many things that went on in your life, in your past, before you meet somebody who you're in a relationship with, and
we're always going to be learning. We're always going to be finding new things about each other.
But I think the main reason as to why it worked out is because the way we met, we had to be honest with each other. He had to be honest with me.
Yeah. So how did we meet?
Well, I did a show at Dallas Theater Center, and from that show I met the assistant director who was around my age, and he was directing at the 1 Minute Play Festival. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. That's fine, whatever. Nothing better to do with my life.
So that day, I was dating somebody at the time, and
long distance.
Day, I was in a long distance relationship. That same day, we had gotten into this argument, and things had been kind of on the rocks, and it became more and more apparent that perhaps the relationship wasn't going to work out. But I was always holding on to faith that the relationship would. I'm big on signs, and this same day.
And mind you, this was an all-day event.
Yeah,
it was from 8 a.m. until like 11 p.m.
Right. We all had different groups. I think there's about maybe 10 groups.
Yeah, to have 10 groups, 6
and
people.
They all do different
plays that are under a minute.
Right. So we show up in our different groups. We show up for the tech day. Tech day is when they start putting lights and they rehearse it, and we figure out how the show is
basically
going to
when
come
we all
together.
meet.
I'm late, of course, because I'm late to everything. But
oh my god! But maybe it was a good thing that you were late, because he's always late, always, to pretty much every event. But we've realized that it's a good thing that he's always late, because something good comes from him being late. But me, on the other hand, I cannot stand being late. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate when people are late.
So stop beating me up about me.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
But no, so I walk into the theater and I look up, and there's this girl, and she instantly reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, and I consider this girl like the one that got away. You know, at the time, she blocked me completely. Like, our relationship
didn't end well.
I hadn't seen her or spoken to her in 3 years. I saw Gabrielle, and I instantly reminded of this girl. I had not put any thought into this girl for years.
Because he was already in a relationship for a year.
I was in a relationship
and
with my girlfriend at the time, and I thought that she was the one for a little while. And on the same day we got into this big argument that rocked our relationship, I see this girl that reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. So now I'm like, I started thinking about what Mary, my ex-girlfriend, was up to. But she's blocked me on everything, and so I couldn't get in touch with her. And throughout the day, from 8 to 8 o'clock, we're kind of we're hanging out in the same circles where Gabrielle and I are talking to different people. And like, there was one time we were literally standing in the same circle. Did not make eye contact, did not recognize that each other existed.
Some of the people in my group were from SMU, and he went to SMU.
After that night of performing, I was like, I should say something to this girl. And I said hello. And
okay, but then in my mind you, like, if a guy comes and talks to me, basically I brush him off. A lot of guys will just come up and be like, hey girl, what's up? Like, my name is Gun Gun Karaking. And
so sad for Gun Gun Karaking.
Man, poor Gun Gun Karaking.
Alright, so what happened? I can't distract her with anything, yo. She'll just like
Gun Gun, somebody's name is Gun Gun Karaking.
I can't just, like, you see what this is? Like, this is terrible.
It's comedy.
Anyway, so normally she'll disregard somebody who comes up to her and tries to.
I won't talk to them. But here's the kicker. So basically, he came up to me and said, hi, my name's Ace Anderson. And I was like, okay, I'm in a cheery disposition. Let me entertain this. And he was like, he said, oh, I asked him if he was an actor in the area. He was like, yeah, I'm a company member at Dallas Theater Center. And I think all of me was suddenly...
I don't know,
because success for women is attractive. The idea that, because in Dallas, there's the Dallas Theater Center is like, it just won a Tony Award. It's like this incredible theater in Dallas, and there's 8 actors that are chosen to perform in basically all the shows there, and basically they're full-time actors. And so in Dallas, in the actor scene, that is an incredible big deal. If you're an actor in Dallas, you know that being a company member, those people have been doing it for 20, 30 years. And so he was the youngest one. And so when he said that, it's crazy because I told him that I was in a show at Dallas Theater Center, Dreamgirls, and he was like, oh, I saw that. I was currently in another show there, Bella, an American Tall Tale. And then I was going to do Christmas Carol. And the plot thickens because we were playing fiancés. Oh my God. Honestly, it got me so wet. Let's be real. I was just like, damn. He's attractive. He's an actor. And we're going to be playing. This has never happened
before. This is not normal.
No, this is not normal.
For me.
I obviously now dripping inside of my female loins. It's an honest account of what the fuck is going on. They want to know. Anyways.
She gotta comment on everything. I gotta stand stoic.
Yin and yang, baby. Yin and yang. Darkness, light. Anyways, so then I, of course, invite him. You look so serious right now.
Damn. I thought she wasn't gonna comment if I stood still.
If I stood still.
Baby, please finish the story. Please finish the story.
Okay. So then I invite him out to this bar. We go, and he buys us all drinks. So I'm like, ballin'! Like, he obviously is comfortable with his finances that he can buy us drinks. So, drip, drip once again. So then the salsa music starts playing because it's called Tacos and Tequila. And this motherfucker grabs my hand. And this is honestly my first true, like, memory of falling in love. Was he was just dancing, and he was so comfortable just with his body and with like taking, like, being sexual but in a playful, fun, intimate way from the jump, you know. And I think we touched the first time we met. I think it was something like, oh my God, you know, like something, because we talk a lot about the touch gap. We were talking about that this morning, actually. Mind you, we're both actors, we're both performers. We all both are comfortable getting naked in front of 500 people for a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're both very comfortable with our bodies and with being physical. I mean, anytime I talk to somebody, I'm always like touching their shoulder. So that doesn't work for everyone. You know, some people, like, if you touch them, they're very much like, like they shudder, and that's just how some people are.
Some people are uncomfortable with touch, but like, I've had friends that
don't want to be hugged.
Don't want to be hugged until they start getting hugged regularly, and then they feel like.
Do you think that goes back to the parents?
Oh yeah, it's like how they grow up.
Damn. Not getting hugged.
If you end up hitting a dog all the time, then the dog doesn't want to be around any human being.
But what if you touch the dog a lot?
Yeah, you know? if you establish a connection of touch that is safe for them, then they start to learn that, oh, it's okay. Like, it's gonna be fine. It's the same thing with humans. I mean, that's just how life is.
I think when you first experience something completely new, even if you're an adult, that is incredibly impressionable. You know,
because any first time leaves a huge.
So your first kiss is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the first time. Like,
what was your first kiss like?
In 5th grade.
Damn, that's so young.
Yeah.
Mine was in 8th grade, and I was so nervous. It was with my first ever boyfriend, and we were at Starbucks, and we got Frappuccinos, and it was literally probably the weakest kiss. I wouldn't even consider a kiss now, but, you know, in your 14-year-old mind, you're like, oh my God, like, we kissed. And of course, we never kissed again because we broke up like 3 weeks later, because that's how junior high goes. You know, the streets are rough. But
going back to how we met.
Oh, yes!
We were at Tacos and Tequila. We were dancing.
And I was getting kind of turned.
And You weren't eating a lot as far as I know at that time either.
I mean,
Every time I visited you, you were eating like 5 carrots and like a thing of guacamole. I'm like, that's your lunch?
no, I was snacker. I was snacking throughout the day.
She doesn't hold alcohol very well, like
At all.
very well. So it didn't take much for her to, start feeling loosey goosey. But then,
And I was also thirsty as fuck.
yeah, I thought her roommate was her boyfriend. The little ways in, I was like, oh, he's gay. It was,
I wonder what you noticed in him.
I mean, he just has a very fake quality. It's not extreme. There's people that are a lot more flamboyant than him, but yeah,
I couldn't tell at all.
Yeah, she dated him.
I dated him twice. I think he had sex with a man in between.
I'm sure
but I
he
was
had
like,
sex with plenty of men.
he had plenty of sex with plenty of men during us
Before,
dating.
during, and after.
Currently.
But all her friends left.
Oh, yeah,
All your
yeah.
friends. So we were dancing at this club, at this bar. In my mind, innocently, but she was actually pretty. Here, you got.
What is it?
It's just a little.
Crust to crust. You don't like my little gift?
Um,
My gift. But anyways, so my friend Kia basically said, girl, what's going on? Like, you about it? And I was like, nah, girl, like, we all play it off like we're not interested. Then all my friends had left, and I was like, okay, so what's next? And he was like,
Like, cause in the back of my mind,
He's
I'm
in a
like,
relationship.
I'm in a relationship, but I have, I'm just having some fun outside.
Yeah.
Like we just chilling. And she's like,
So wait,
"Let's
did
go."
you not think it was going to lead anywhere?
Well, here's the thing. It's very rare for me for a woman to instigate something,
Especially
and
in
so
Dallas,
It's, so
you're
so for,
saying.
yeah, especially in Dallas. But for me, it's rare that I would like go and pursue and be like, hey, let's hang out.
So you didn't
Like,
see anything sexual coming from it initially?
Not that I wasn't blind to it. I wasn't oblivious to the fact that like you might be attracted to me.
From
but
the jump, or what? At what point?
I think by default, like I know I'm attractive. I know that I am talented, but that doesn't always equal that a girl would find interest in me. But when you invited me out, and then you were okay with dancing with me, and then I realized you were single, I see the potential of things happening, but there's a lot of steps. I have to figure out what's going on with my girlfriend. I have to figure out if she's like interested in dating me. I have to figure out if she's around in Dallas. Like, is she just here? Is she visiting? Right?
I
Like,
just saw
like for
hookup.
us,
Did we not say anything to each other?
No,
really?
we had one conversation and
And
you
then
invited me out.
Wow.
No, so
Wow, that was brave. You could have been freaking Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever.
Afterwards, you saying, "Oh, let's go do something." I was like, "All right, let's keep chilling." So I'm like, "Where do you want to go?" And she's like, "You want to go back to your place?" And I'm like,
Just casual.
No, let's go to my office." And so
And mind you, I couldn't drive at this point either.
Yeah.
So I meet this guy for the first time.
and she asked me to drive her car, so I drive her car to my office.
In downtown
And then we were like
Dallas.
talk a little bit more. We get to
don't
know each
remember
other.
what we were talking
I mean, we talked about like acting in Dallas, and we talked about the theater scene, and we got to my office and we talked more, and we talked about like the fact that I wanted to do like so many things in Dallas.
We got
and-
pretty in depth because
Yeah.
the thing is, I ask a lot of questions. People feel so special when I first meet them. I think because I ask so many questions.
people in general like talking about themselves. So
Yes.
when you ask them questions, they feel like they're building an intimate relationship with you, a connection with you.
So he showed me his office. So he's like this dope ass graphic designer and has this office in downtown Dallas. I'm like, what the fuck? You're 25. How are you doing that? And you're an actor. So then he shows me his photography, and not trying to be like, oh, this is what I do. I'm so cool. But, he wasn't boastful about it. And so I obviously, drip, comes the girl.
So we're just chilling the whole night, and
The whole night. I
yeah.
mean, truly up until 7 a.m.
she's asking me about Mary, about my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
She's telling me about her ex and her situation. So we're getting to know each other in a lot of ways, and intimately. We're sitting on this couch at the office, and she like starts to fall asleep. We weren't even cuddling. Like, we were just sitting on the couch.
Oh, like next to each other.
And then you like go and like put your head on my shoulder, and I'm just
The
like,
thirst.
I truly am just like kind of caught, because like I like what's happening, obviously, but I feel
Guilt, I'm
yeah,
sure.
I feel very guilty.
Guilt and confusion is what I would feel if I was in your pants.
And so,
Pants.
shoes.
Pants, shoes, turtleneck. It's all the same. So we're on the couch, we're hanging out, and I start falling asleep because of the thirst.
Right. And so I'm like, damn. Like, I was trying to figure out how to wake her up, like, so I could, get out of this position. She's pretty much, like, cuddling up to me as she's sleeping. I don't know if you're actually sleeping or if you're...
I was 100% full-fledged.
So she's like...
out. Eventually, we work ourselves to spooning position.
Yeah.
And as we are spooning...
Then I'm like...
We're talking... Hey. Oh, I think you wake me up.
Yeah, wake you up, and I think by this time it's like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 or 6 o'clock. And, yeah, in the morning. And, and she's like... And we're talking, and I'm like, hey, so I gotta tell you something. I kind of have a girlfriend.
And I will never forget that, because the structure of that sentence, I kind of have a girlfriend. Motherfucker, what'd that mean? But in my head, I was like, oh, really? Because, mind you, this is not something I would never do. If somebody told me that 2 weeks before, maybe, I would say, what the fuck? Get off of me, motherfucker. Like, I would not be about that, but for some reason, I was like...
We'll talk about this later, but that's why men don't like to bring up, like, because then we wouldn't even have had that experience. If I had told you that, you wouldn't have been like, hey, let's go back to your place.
Oh, yeah. It's all timing, too, man.
Yeah.
You gotta reel me in. Yeah. With open relationships and stuff like that. I just asked more questions.
She asked more questions, and I told her about, like, the situation I was in.
I felt fine with it just because I think, like, oh, she cheated on him. Okay.
Which is like, eye for an eye is definitely not my policy, but I think it just made the situation easy, navigating the situation easier.
Yeah, so we're cuddling still, and, like, we're talking more about it, and I don't know what possessed you, but finally he kisses me, but it wasn't like...
What possessed me? You're beautiful.
But it was a sweet kiss. It wasn't like, oh yeah. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like a sweet, like, did a kid spit on you?
You licked me.
I remember, like, he didn't try to do anything else other than that. It wasn't like, we're gonna fuck for one night.
Then the alarm rings.
We had to move our car. My car.
She had to move her car because we were parked downtown. We just decided to go get food. I learned that she was vegan. And we went to this place called Dream Cafe, and we talked more. I let her listen to this song that I had made about Mary, my ex-girlfriend. Good song.
Oh, and then he was like, "Oh, I write songs too." I'm like, motherfucker. Yeah. I woke up today. That's what I did.
And we had gotten in the car,
and I had to go to rehearsal. Shit. Oh no. We had the 1 Minute Play Festival.
Yeah, that was back. Before I said goodbye, I kissed her.
It was like, but it was very specific because he went, okay, bye. And I'm looking at him like.
First of all, I don't ever do that.
I swear you were like this. No, but you don't gotta stick out your lips because you got juicy lips. So you just like.
This was like that.
Exactly. And I was like. And I think he said something. I think he was like. But basically, I kissed him and then was like, what the fuck? But I do remember I went home that day and I told my roommate at the time, I was like, I'm going to make this man fall in love with me.
And why that story is so significant.
Honesty.
That day had established a foundation of honesty for the rest of our relationship.
Yeah, I can't imagine not like...
We were strangers. With that, we were like, I felt like I could be honest and just tell her like it was because I didn't have anything to lose. Like I just met this person.
That was where we established honesty and decided that we're gonna be honest. And later in the coming days, he told me about his honesty and his pledge to that and how that's how he wants to live his life. Just being honest in every relationship, and that's what he was trying to do in this current relationship the long distance relationship that he was in.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to all that.
We'll tell you how the story unfolds. With that story, it kind of bleeds into what we wanted to do for this video.
The idea of how do you say hello to the person who you're going to fall in love with? Yeah. How do you even know what that means? Is that finding them on Tinder, on Bumble, on Hinge? Is that, meeting them, or is that someone you always went to school with? Like, and how do you say, hi, my name is X, Y, and Z, and I'm attracted to you and I would like to learn more about you.
How do you say you want to take the relationship from friends to
Yeah,
more than
especially
that?
like when you first meet somebody, like when you don't even know them, strangers.
Mm-hmm.
What are those words?
We'll bring different couples on and
Yeah.
talk to them about
Oh,
how
and it's
they
gonna be
met.
so cute.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to bring on couples.
Yeah, couples in different types of relationships.
We should bring on some new couples.
Yeah, we'll bring on new couples, old couples. We'll bring on couples that like don't consider themselves couples. We'll bring on friends that have been platonic for quite some time. We'll bring on
people who did date, but now they are friends.
Now they date other people, and or maybe they found out that they were gay or whatever. They found out they wanted something else, or so they decided to break up, but they kept in touch. We'll bring on people that are in monogamous relationships and polyamorous relationships, and
there's so many different kinds of relationships that you can have. It's actually ridiculous, but we're gonna try to find them and figure out kind of how to do it, because the thing is there's so right now in our time with the whole Me Too movement, it goes down to the fact that we're not teaching men how to approach women, and we're not teaching women how to say no to something that you don't want. Like,
we're humans. We need to learn how to articulate what we're after.
Yeah.
And learn how to navigate that.
And how to say yes and no.
And if we don't talk about sex, we don't discuss sex in our education, then we'll never know.
You keep hiding it.
Men will keep growing up not understanding why they feel this constant urge to fuck anything that moves, and women will grow up not understanding why men don't respect women.
Or women won't understand, why do I need to protect this?
Am I allowed to post, lingerie photos, or am I going to be seen as a hoe?
What is a hoe?
Yeah, what does that, what exactly
Why are we calling them hoes? Why?
How do I truly tell a guy that I don't like him?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to him.
And from the jump, man.
Yeah.
Not this cute little tag along, play along shit. Because there's no book, right? There's no book out there literally telling us how to say hello, how to engage in a
dialogue about sex.
Yeah, because that's all it comes down to, sex and honesty.
Every relationship is about sex, and every good relationship has honesty. That's just what it is.
That's a bumper sticker. That's or the quote on a front of a journal. I don't know who would buy that journal, but
anyway, guys, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on this first episode of
How to Say Hello. We're not saying it.
An honest account of what the fuck is going on. Peace.